Hi, it's Quantum Computer News Time. The Microsoft CEO just dropped a couple of reflections on the quantum computing breakthrough we just announced. Most of us grew up learning there are three main types of matter, solid, liquid, and gas. Today, that changed. So after 20-year pursuit, awesome, working on a long time, we've created an entirely new state of matter, unlocked by a new class of materials, topoconductors, that enable a trademark, patent pending, that enable a fundamental leap in computing. It powers the Majorana 1, I believe that's how it's pronounced, the first quantum processing unit built on a topological core. We believe this breakthrough will allow us to create a truly meaningful quantum computer, not in decades as some have predicted, but in years. Now, of course, that's the problem with quantum computers. And I'll link in my quantum computer videos down here with Professor Andrea Morello from the University of New South Wales, who's one of the world's leading quantum computer researchers. And I've got some great videos down there, so check those out. But basically, he argues that there's no real practical, real world use for quantum computers. They're more like, obscure research type stuff and things like that. Sure, in the future, that's almost certainly going to change. But at the moment, they're, just toys for quantum computer people to play around with. The qubits created with topoconductors are faster, more reliable, and smaller. They are 1/100th of a millimeter, meaning we are now have a clear path to a 1,000,000 qubit processor. And if you hear the rumors about quantum computers, they say, oh, with a few hundred qubits, we can, break the Bitcoin algorithm, and it's all Gonski and everything else. So imagine what you could do with 1,000,000 qubits. Do we have to worry about that at the moment? Well, anyway, they've got some funky photos, and I've got more than this. We'll go into the high-res photos of this thing, but the first thing that struck me with this image was all the bypass capacitors, and I couldn't help but thinking, did the designers of this quantum computer just add all the bypass capacitors just to be sure? I don't know. Madman Months, anyone? So from looking at this photo, you might think, oh, look, it's just a little module thing and it's like smaller than the size of your hand, it's not very big. And they think, oh, look, you can just, there it is. There's your ready to go quantum computer. Nah. So here it is here, and you can see that all these bolt holes down the side here, they're there for a reason, because it looks like this top cover here has to go on this, and then it's got to go on the end of an arm into a cryogenic cooling tank, just like a regular quantum computer. So don't get too excited. So the big question is, how many qubits does this new revolutionary new processor have? Well, 8. So it's, it's just, okay, cool. Like, this is a fantastic, don't want to take it away from the researchers here. Absolutely fantastic technology. They've got this new whiz-bang topo-conductor material and a new state of matter, and fantastic. But yeah, it's 8 qubits. So yeah, count them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Why have they got those 2 extra lines in there? Not sure. That's all quantum-y stuff. Maybe on Professor Andrea Morello explain. I do remember he did explain something about that when we were looking at the qubits in his lab there. But anyway, yeah, it's an 8 qubit thing. And this is what you have to do so we're zooming out on the qubits, and we'll see this in a minute. This is the little qubity chip. And cool bananas, huh? And then there's the like the regular processor outside here, and then it zooms out even further and further and further. It's on the end of this, which gets dunked in the cryogenic tank, and it's all the regular cool, funky looking qubity stuff. You put it on and you super cool it down to 5 degrees above Kelvin or whatever it is, and Bob's your uncle. So yeah, don't get too excited, but cool. So the cool thing is we got some high-res photos of this, and I'll provide the link to the reference photos down below. It's in their news source thing. So you can see, it's not that big, sort of, palm of your hand kind of stuff. So yeah, and you can see that this is the 8 qubit quantum computer thing, and of course, but on its own, the quantum computer doesn't actually do anything. You need a regular computer basically tacked onto it to actually interface with the quantum computer. I think that's absolutely essential in all aspects of quantum computers, but I could be wrong. Leave it in the comments down below. So I got our 8 little Microsoft Minecraft qubits in there, and this is all bonded out. It's very cool. Why so many connections? I don't know. Perhaps Andrea can leave it in the comments down below. But anyway, there's a very cool bonded main processor over here. I don't know what's going on. Maybe that's just, it doesn't look like a regular die, so I'm not sure what's going on there. Sorry, I'm not a quantum computer expert. I'm not a die expert or anything like that. So yeah, I don't know what's going on there. Is that just like, it looks like it's just maybe just, you know, shifting out data or something like that. Maybe the processing's done elsewhere, perhaps. That could just be like a, you know, regular silicon interface for it. Don't know. But yeah, interesting, huh? All the nice little bond wires. And are these resistors or caps? They look like caps, but yeah, like they're all going down to a common rail down here. There's another rail down there. Or are they termination resistors? They look like more caps and resistors to me. So I'm not sure why you need a cap on each pin like that. I don't know. If you know the ins and outs of this, please leave it in the comments down below. So yeah, they've really gone to town there. So that doesn't seem like you know, bypassing, I guess. So really, I'm not sure what the architecture is and what's going on there. But it's way better than this 3D render which we got here. So yeah, it's really quite different. But there you go. Made in the United States of America. So the other caps, they're all up here like this, going to these individual pins. So these look like possibly just bypass caps. So they've got a surface mount connector on the bottom there, which goes off to, I don't know, is there another board under this? Or that's how they, I don't know, they get the signals out somehow. But yeah, that almost looks like, you know, that's an entire power rail across there perhaps. And these are just bypass caps. And then are they some resistors there? Perhaps for the signals, and they look like possibly protection, perhaps. So they've got some protection devices on each line, maybe. That'd be my guess. Same thing down here. So yeah, I'm not sure where that board-to-board interconnect is going off to. Is it going off to a wiring harness, which then goes up the clacker? So they've got some alignment pins here, so there could be like another board on the bottom of that. I'd like to see the bottom side of that thing and see how they're actually getting all those signals out. So this is part of the Azure quantum computer that they call it. So it's the new, you know, processing qubit thing that they've got in here. And yeah, cool bananas, good on them. But yeah, don't get too excited. It's going to break crypto and it's going to break all encryption and it's only 8 qubits. And well, is there still a practical application for it? I don't know. Leave it in the comments down below. But yeah, I think quantum computers are still mostly used by researchers to research what quantum computers can do. And this is, I'm sure it's a big step forward and they should be very proud of it. But yeah, I'd love to see where like those signals are getting out of. So I'm more curious in the electronics aspect of this thing than the quantum thing, really. So if you got any insight into this, please leave it in the comments down below. But yeah, the bypass capacitors. Do we need to get old man Months in here and start removing the capacitors? If you haven't seen it, I've done a video where I physically remove capacitors until a circuit stopped working, and that's called Muntzing, the actual technique to do that. So yeah, I wonder if the designers just went, we'll just whack in all these bypass caps. She'll be right. No worries. So bypass caps needed for the quantum. Actually looks like you may not need bypass caps on your quantum computer down here, but I don't know. So it's all coming out here. So where do, like all these bond wires, look at them, tons of them. Is this for, I don't know why they need so many and where do they go off to? Because it looks like, you know, they've only got like a dozen traces here going over. So what's the deal? I don't know. Maybe there's some research detail out there because they've published papers on all this sort of stuff. And if you want an update on what Professor Andrea Morello's been up to, well, he linked me in this a couple of weeks ago. This metaphorical cat is both alive and dead. They have literally created Schrodinger's cat, apparently. So his team has created a Schrodinger's cat, a famous quantum thought experiment inside a silicon chip. So anyway, we won't watch the video, but I'll link it in down below. So check that out. So they've created the atomic cat in an atom of antimony and 8 different quantum states of the quantum cat. Oh my god, if it was already bad enough, now we've got 8 of them. So anyway, there's Andrea and his team there with their cats, but there's only 4 of them. Where's the other 4? They might be dead. Anyway, cool bananas. The Majorana 1 quantum computer with 8 qubits. So you can, I guess, just add to cart, buy it now, and I believe it comes bundled with a quantum version of Microsoft Clippy. Awesome. Catch you next time.